All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Karrie Potter. I am an educational support coach here at Family Matters, and today we are offering a 30-minute message on, looking for an educational advocate. A lot of families contact us looking for this type of resource, and so we can make connections to educational advocacy resources, but a lot of times we try to prepare families with, what questions can you ask an advocate? So today we're going to kind of go over that in this 30-minute message. And we'll say we won't probably have time for questions, but my email will be at the end. So if you have specific questions about today's presentation, or you want further services, more individualized services after today's presentation, definitely reach out to us. And this will be recorded, or is being recorded, and so this will be archived on our website later this week or early next week. So you can always look back and watch the recording or share it. Okay, so Family Matters is one of 2 parent centers. There's at least one in every state. Illinois has 2. So Family Matters is one of 2 federally funded parent training and information centers. We offer lots of different services. We offer disability and education advocacy. We have an educational advocacy parent helpline, so we can help parents, understand the special education process, help parents navigate that process, get factual information to help them make informed decisions. We're definitely not here to tell you what to do, but we can give you information to help you determine what choices you may have moving forward and to make those informed decisions regarding your child's special education journey. We offer trainings for parents and professionals. We do offer school record reviews, so if that's something you're interested in, definitely reach out to us. We also offer an educational surrogacy program, so you can contact our office for more information about that. Our Compass program, we're taking registrants for that currently. You can visit our website, learn more about that. I do want to say Family Matters is not a legal services agency, and we cannot provide any legal advice or legal representation. Information received from Family Matters and today's webinar are not intended as legal advice, so should not be used as a substitution for legal advice. So today's goal of this presentation is that you'll be able to discover or understand the role of an advocate. You'll be able to compile a list of questions to ask an advocate that you may potentially work with or are working with, and that you'll understand what different organizations and resources are available in your state and area. Okay, so we'll just jump into, first off, you want to understand what an educational advocate is. There are different forms of advocacy. So, you may hear terms like self-advocate. The self-advocate would be anybody speaking up on behalf of themselves. Advocacy is, as a parent, we may be a parent advocate who's speaking up on behalf of our child, or, an educational, you may hear different terms like a parent advocate. When it comes to educational advocacy, you may hear a parent advocate, somebody who's helping a parent advocate on behalf of their child, a child advocate, someone who is advocating on behalf of a student or child, a student advocate, again, advocating on behalf of that student, an independent advocate, or education liaison or educational liaison. There are different titles you may hear. They could be interchangeable. So educational advocates assist parents or students, parents of students with disabilities, or even maybe students with disabilities when it comes to navigating that special education process. Many parents find the special education process to be overwhelming. They may not have an understanding of it or feel like they need somebody who maybe understands that process or can help hear things in a meeting and help them navigate meetings or just the special education process in general. And so an educational advocate may attend meetings in person. They may attend them virtually. Now with technology, things change, so people can attend virtually. An advocate may not attend meetings. They may assist a family in preparing for a meeting. Some educational advocates may charge a fee, some may not. Those are all things to keep in mind. educational advocates can provide families with information, guidance, and support throughout the IEP process or that special education journey. They can provide families with information that helps them make educational decisions, informed decisions that will meet the needs of that student or child. So that's just a little bit about what an advocate can be or what the role of the advocate looks like. And so, you want to think about like who can be an educational advocate. There are different organizations within the state that have advocates. Parents can be advocates for their child or maybe even help others. A lot of different people can fill that role of an educational advocate. And there are a lot of different places that you can find educational advocates. And we're going to talk about a lot of the different organizations within this presentation. So one place that you can go to find support would be through your Parent Training and Information Center. So like we said, Family Matters is one of 2 parent centers. We cover 94 counties, Illinois counties, and then FRCD, the Family Resource Center on Disability, covers counties in the Chicago region. So you can always reach out to your parent center. At Family Matters, we're not able to attend meetings in person, but we can help families understand the special education process, help parents understand their rights, help them, get information to them that helps them prepare for their meeting and make informed decisions. So if a parent has, questions, they can definitely reach out to us. So the Parent Center Hub does have a Find Your Parent Center resource. So there's a link here, and you'll be getting all of these resources emailed to you after today's presentation. But if you have questions about what parent center serves your area, or you have somebody who resides in a different state and wants to know how to connect to their parent center, they can always reach out to or look at the Parent Center Hub, finding their parent center. So this is just their website, and it lists all the states where you can find your parent center. Okay. So Family Matters Parent Training Information Center is where I work, and we have that link's not going to work. It's going to take you to our website. You can check out our website. Currently, we've updated that, but you can visit us, and that resource will be sent to you as well to find out more information about different trainings we offer, etc. Okay. FRCD is the other Parent Training Information Center that we have discussed. You can visit their website as well to find out more information if you live in the Chicago region. They offer different trainings and services, just like we do. So if you live in that area, you can visit their website and contact them to find out more information about the services that they offer. So the Illinois State Board of Education has a list of advocacy resources. Again, we'll be sharing that with you. This is the list that I found on their website of advocacy resources. So this is something that you can look into as well as a possible resource. I apologize, I had accidentally closed out my screen. Okay, so we're back on track. So we've talked about the parent centers. So the Illinois State Board of Education, like we said, has different advocacy resources that are available. Again, that will be emailed to you after today's presentation. You may also check with your Center for Independent Living. So the Center for Independent Living, if you go to their main website or search them, they do have a place where you can find your local Center for Independent Living. Also here at Family Matters, if parents contact us looking for somebody who may possibly be able to attend a meeting in person or looking for different services, we would look up information for you on your Center for Independent Living. You know, not all Center for Independent Livings, I believe, attend meetings, but you can look into, you know, contacting them to see, do you have somebody who can attend a meeting, an IEP meeting, or help me navigate the special education process. And so that's just another resource that you can look into. COPA is the Council of Parents, Attorneys and Advocates. You can visit their website to look for resources in your area or within the state on attorneys and advocates. Again, you want to make sure if you're looking for an advocate that you know you're searching the right place and that you understand the difference between advocates and attorneys. Again, you want to think about and looking into advocacy resources, asking questions about fees and such. So that's just something to keep in mind, but this is another resource that you could potentially look into when seeking an advocate. Equip for Equality has a special education department. They can sometimes get involved and assist families. If you have questions, you can contact them and determine if they would be able to work with you. So that's just another resource within the state. So once you've found an advocate or potential advocates, you may want to think about like, how do I know if that advocacy organization or that advocate is right for my family? So there are different questions that you can ask when considering a potential advocate. So Cadre has a great resource, which we've kind of based this webinar on, and it's called Educational Advocates, a Guide for Parents. Again, this will be provided to you. But this guide includes a lot of different questions that you can potentially ask an advocate that you may work with. So you can always start off by asking, what kind of training or experience do you have? You want to know if that person understands the special education process. Are they experienced? Have they worked with families before? Is this a new process to them? So you could ask them things like, how many years of experience do you have? How often do you help families? You know, do you have experience going into meetings? Do you have experience participating virtually? You know, what kind of, do you have any classes you've taken to help you understand what kind of special education? Do you have any trainings that you've taken? You know, what type of training have you participated in? How has that helped you better understand the special education process? And then another question to ask is like, how do you handle disagreements with parents? So as an advocate, your parent-advocate relationship, you're working closely together. So if you as a parent are coming to them with a concern that you want the advocate to help you with, and maybe they don't agree, how would they handle that? If you're both not on the same page, how would you work towards getting on the same page for that common goal of advocating for that child or student in the meeting? So, you know, this is something that you could ask ahead of time. How do you handle conflict between, you know, with parents if you don't feel like you're on the same page as them, or, you know, have a different understanding of something? The next would be, how do you handle disagreements with school staff? You know, IEP meetings, the common goal is to work for what is appropriate for that student that's being served in that meeting and to keep that student the center of it. Sometimes, like, I think there is a common goal. Everyone shares the same goal of wanting that student to, be successful and progress. But maybe sometimes there are different visions leading to the same destination. So there could be disagreements on how to get from point A to point B. So, at Family Matters, we always say our role is to help build relationships and keep relationships, maintain strong relationships between us and families, and help families maintain strong relationships between them and the school. So, you can always ask an advocate, how do you handle a disagreement with school staff if what the parents wanting isn't the same as maybe what the school, or we see a different approach to how to get there. How do you handle that? What are some approaches you would take to that to keep building bridges and not hurting relationships or tearing them down? You can also ask, how will you assist me in preparing for IEP meetings? Preparing for IEP meetings can take a lot of work. Is this advocate just going to come to the meeting? Will they take time to help you prepare? Will they meet with you before the meeting? Will they help you look through records if you send them records? Things like that. So you can always ask them, kind of what's their plan for helping you prepare for a meeting. Can they help you review the meeting? Will they have adequate time to do so? Things like that are always important to know, because as a family, I think you want to feel prepared going in, and you want to have the advocate to understand, what's going to happen, or what's going to happen in that meeting, and kind of what your plan is going into it, and want that advocate to have an understanding of kind of where your child is currently and, where you're advocating for them to progress to. Again, you want to ask questions about a fee. So, do you charge fees? Are your services free of charge? If you do charge a fee, how do you determine those fees? Is there a set fee for just attending a meeting, for the preparation for meeting, things like that? How is that all determined? So those are important questions to know before, working with somebody. That way you're not surprised by charges if they happen. And then also you can ask an advocate if they have references. Having references is, do you have, a Facebook page where people leave reviews, or do you have references that I can contact to see, what others' experience were when you assisted them? So that's another thing that you could ask for. Some things to be careful of would be promised specific results. So, it's hard to really ever promise a specific result. You don't really know what the end result of a meeting will be. So you want to be careful of somebody promising you that you can get exactly what you're advocating for, because, you go into meetings, there is, compromise and communication and things like that are going on. And so you never really know what the exact outcome of a meeting will be. Again, you want to watch out for, cause of shutdown between home and school communication. The homeschool relationship is an important one, and you really want to maintain that. Of course, there might be things where you have to discuss the differences of opinion and things like that in meetings. You have a lot of personalities and, roles working together in a meeting, in the special education process, but you always want to try to communicate in a way that would promote a strong relationship between home and school and not break down that communication, because communication, I found, is always very helpful. Good communication in navigating the special education process and making sure that things are appropriate for the student and the child's kept at the center. So another thing is making threats, name calling, insulting. Those are things that you want to be aware of. Or encouraging withholding information. So, like parents get information from the school at least 3 school days in advance now. So oftentimes, like a parent will ask, should I provide information to the school of what I want to talk about at the meeting? And, you definitely want to encourage that open communication. So I think it's important if parents have information they want to discuss at a meeting, then it's important to definitely share that with the school if you have just kind of a basic agenda as a parent, but you don't want necessarily to, have an advocate who would encourage withholding of information. Okay, so, you may get to a point where you're like, I've tried to contact different agencies or I've been looking on my own and I can't find an advocate to attend my meeting. So what do I do now? Again, you have, a parent center in your state. We're willing to, help do record reviews, help connect you to resources, try to help you find an advocate. We can't always promise that somebody can go to a meeting or that we can connect you to a resource that will work for you, but we can help you prepare for a meeting by doing a record review, listening to your concerns, and trying to just connect you with appropriate information that will help you prepare for that meeting. So again, you definitely, can reach out to your parent center at any time or the other organizations that we've listed on here to see if they would be an appropriate resource for you. So in summary of today's presentation, we hope that you walk away with being able to kind of define the role of an advocate and take away the 6 questions that can be asked when considering working with an advocate. And then we also hope that you've taken away how to coordinate with services, like what services are available and how to coordinate with those services in your state or area. Again, we will provide you with links to all the resources that we've discussed today. Those will be sent out by email. You should receive a survey at the end of this session, and so we please ask you to take that survey and give us any feedback on, how this presentation went, any ways we can improve, what topics you may like to hear about in the future. If you have ideas, definitely don't hesitate to share that. So we always, value your input. And so here's a list of resources. Again, these will be sent out to you that we've covered during today's webinar. And then our contact information is on this slide. So again, you can call our toll-free number, email us at info@fmptic.org, or visit our website. We've recently updated our website, so come look for upcoming trainings and resources at fmptic.org. And then I will just leave this here for a little bit with my contact information or my email if you want to reach out to me directly. And again, I thank you for joining us today. Again, reach out with any questions or if you need any further supports.